Greetings, Gadgeteers. Hey guys, how are you all?
Hey,
very well.
Hey, Craig.
Good, thank you.
Now listen, it's another week of lockdown, but the weather's been quite nice, so I've spent a bit of it in the garden. So you should have all received some garden tech. John, what did you receive in the post?
Well, I received a pressure washer, this Bosch Easy Aquatac 120. It's very portable for a pressure washer, and could be jolly useful. I thought the slabs are looking very dirty. Obviously, these things are also useful to clean cars, hose down bikes after a muddy ride, that sort of thing.
This has the advantage that it is portable. It weighs just 5 kilos, doesn't have any wheels on it, but
There are a few disadvantages with it. The hose is a bit short. I don't think you can really tell there, but it is quite a short hose. Although the actual figures aren't too bad.
on 120 bar pressure and 350 litres per hour of water flow, it doesn't feel quite as powerful as that. Our normal pressure washer, which does weigh about twice as much as this, has figures that are only slightly bigger than that, but it seems to do a much quicker job of cleaning these extremely grubby slabs we have here at Bentley Towers. It also doesn't come with that many attachments, I have to say.
We have here's the sort of lance with the short hose. That one rotates around, so you can get a concentrated
Spray or a more diverse one. It rotates a bit. There's a fixed fan there.
So, John, would you say it's better suited to maintenance rather than leaving your slabs for a long time and then going for a deep clean?
Yes, I think so. If you clean them frequently, it might work for you. Or if you just had a very small area to clean and you were perhaps short on storage space and appreciated the small size and light weight.
So, Otis, what did you receive in the post?
Oh, well, I got some outdoor smart lighting. You'll all be very familiar with the Philips Hue range of smart lights that come in a variety of fittings. They've recently stepped outside and now provide lighting that's capable of working through all weathers. I was sent 2 pedestal lights and a lighting strip to brighten up the garden. Just as with the regular lighting, you have to link it to your Hue bridge, which is plugged directly into your Wi-Fi router, and then you've got 16 million colors at your disposal, which you can use in-app to help you choose different colors or illuminate different lights in your setup. Very, very happy with how bright the lights can get, and of course the colors mean you can have Christmas, you can have Easter, you can even get the right mood lighting for Halloween. So a really nice addition.
So I take it every day is like Christmas Day at Dealey Manor.
How easy was it to set up? Was it fiddly?
It was a little bit fiddly, to be fair, because remember, these lights are outside and Wi-Fi doesn't always do that well once you step out the front door or open up the patio. What they do have built in is a little Wi-Fi extender, which allows you to link more than one outdoor light to another. So there's a nice little circuit. You have a little junction that you can add more lights to.
Are you happy enough with the ambience that it creates in the garden, though?
Yeah, completely. Your only limit is your imagination and whatever mood you're in.
I received through the post something that was bright orange. It's the Bose SoundLink micro speaker. It's not that loud, but if you just want sort of ambient background music, it kind of really does the trick. I mean, the bass is really quite good for such a small speaker, and the sound is rich and warm, but you're not going to upset the neighbours. It's got great connectivity. It's really easy to set up. The battery life's about 6 hours, so that's not great.
Is it designed for outdoors specifically?
It's designed for outdoors. It's also 100% waterproof, so you can dunk it in the water and it still plays. Still working.
Can you link lots of them together?
You can link lots of them together, I believe, John. So you could have them underneath every tree or something like that. But then you're talking about price issues, really. Okay, Ms. Barrett, what did you get sent in the post?
Well, I didn't actually get sent anything in the post. I've been downloading lots of different gardening apps. So very luckily, we moved house quite recently. And for the first time ever, I have a garden. But unfortunately, I'm a complete novice when it actually comes to gardening. So I was like, right, surely there'll be some apps that will help me sort of do the whole process of planning my garden and then actually sort of maintaining it. Now, I couldn't find one app to do everything that I needed. So I'm going to give you a list of all the apps, because there were multiple that I had to use in order to get the sort of final setup of everything. First of all, I used an app called My Soil, which very simply you input your address and it tells you what kind of soil you have in your garden, which, now that I've been learning about gardening, is very important, which depending on what plants you actually want to plant up. The second app that I used was an app called iScape, and this uses augmented reality to actually help you plan your borders. So you can use the sort of live camera view, you can go around, you can see what different plants will look like in your borders. You can also add gardening furniture, things like that, so you can actually like change you know, what paving stones you have. That's probably a little ambitious for me. I'm just doing the planting at the moment. So I use that to sort of like plan and visualize my borders. And then, and this was probably my favorite app that I've used out of all of them, I used an app called Right Plants Pro. And this is basically an app that has a database of 5,000 plants on there. It's got a really lovely interface, and you just type in the plant that you've got, and it just gives you a really nice breakdown of everything that you need to know about it, from, you know, when to prune it, when it should be flowering, what sort of pests may be eating it. So it gives you all the information that you need to know, and you just then save that to My Garden. So I now have a nice list of everything that's in my garden. But the only thing that app was missing is that I just wanted a calendar view. So basically each month I can go into my app and I can see like what tasks I need to be doing, what my garden should be looking like. So I downloaded an app called Gardener's Calendar. I mean, it's a very simple, very basic app. There are no bells or whistles on here. You have to input every plant manually. You have to input your to-do list. But finally, I now just have a very simple calendar breakdown of everything that I should be doing throughout the summer months.
Okay, so John, in conclusion, what did you think about your pressure washer?
It could be all right for some people, but I think most people would be better off spending a little more money and getting something a little more powerful.
Okay, Otis, what about the lights?
I highly recommend them. Two provisos though, or two warnings should I say. The base plate of the pedestal doesn't take the weight of an average size adult. I may have cracked the base plate and had to fudge its positioning, and also they are quite expensive, but I think provided they, you know, last for a long time, a worthwhile investment.
And Georgie, what kind of soil have you got?
Oh, I won't be revealing that today, but I will reveal that my favourite app is Right Plants Pro. So that would be the one that I'd recommend to people to use.
Okay, and my conclusion with the Bose SoundLink Micro is almost identical to John's. I'd invest with something slightly bigger, slightly more powerful. Okay, well, cheers, Gadget Gang. See you again next week. Stay safe.